Hello, good afternoon. Sage here reporting live from Kalkine Studio, and it's lunchtime here in Sydney and time for the Mid-Market Pulse. In today's show, we'll take a look at the overall Australian share market's performance by the mid-session trade. So without further ado, let's get started. And the Australian shares continue to trade higher by the afternoon, tracking overnight gains in Wall Street, even after the US Federal Reserve confirmed to roll back some of its COVID-19 stimulus this month. The buying in blue chip stocks such as CSR, Adbri, Afterpay, NIB, Whitehaven, Coal also pushed the market higher. And by the afternoon trade, the ASX 200 index was up 20.80 points, or 0.28%, at 7,413.50. The benchmark index opened higher today, tracking strong finish at Wall Street and gained as much as 0.4%. And on the sectoral front, 8 of the 11 sectoral indices were trading in the positive terrain, led by the tech and telecom indices. The information technology sector was the top performer with a 1% gain, followed by 0.75% rise in telecom space. Financials, healthcare, consumer staples, A-REITs, industrial and materials sectors also witnessed buying activities. But meanwhile, the energy sector was the worst performer with a 1.8% loss, followed by mild losses across the utilities and consumer discretionary space. In our next segment, let's focus on the top gainers and losers by the mid-session trade. And the top gainer on the ASX pack was insurance company NIB, which surged 4.7% on robust September quarter earnings, and the company's revenue rose 8.5% to 669.5 million Australian dollars in the September quarter from the prior year's period. Some of the other top performers were agro-business Nufarm, building products producer CSR, casino operator Star Entertainment Group and diversified financial group Janus Henderson. On the flip side, Aussie pizza chain operator Domino's Pizza Enterprises topped the losers chart by falling 12.3%. And some of the other top laggards were Waypoint REIT, iron ore producer Champion Iron, oil producers Beach Energy and professional services provider Worley. On this note, let's move on now to the stocks that created a buzz on the ASX today. Beginning with shares of Domino's Pizza Enterprises plunged over 12% on falling sales from its Japanese business, as well as higher costs. The company in its annual general meeting stated that business in Japan was impacted by closure of restaurants in the wake of COVID-19's pandemic. The pizza chain operator said that due to current negative sales and the material contribution of the Christmas trading period, management is unable to forecast whether 2022 Japanese sales will surpass previous year's figures. And in the first quarter of 2022, the company delivered positive sales momentum despite significant societal changes as each market continues to respond to COVID-19. And shares of Afterpay climbed 2.5% as shareholders of US payments major Square approved the issuance of shares to acquire Australia's largest buy now, pay later company. The company, in an exchange filing, said Square shareholders have given a nod to the issuance of Square Class A common stock to Afterpay shareholders, as per the deal signed in August last year. As many as 862 million Square shareholders voted in favour of the blockbuster deal, as against 746,000 against it. Square said in a filing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. And last year, Square proposed to acquire Afterpay for 39 billion Australian dollars, which is touted to be Australia's largest ever merger deal. And now, before we look at more stocks, let's take a small break.
Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on the Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV.
Welcome back. Sage reporting live from Kalkine Studio, and you're watching the Mid-Market Pulse show. Let's take a look at more of those stocks in detail. And shares of CSR gained 3.5% after building products producer released earnings report for the half year ended September 30th, 2021, and the net profit after tax rose 30% compared to the prior year's period. Trading revenue was up 6%, while earnings before interest and tax surged 41%. The company also declared interim dividends of 13.5 cents per share, which was at the top end of CSR's dividend policy. And shares of Adbri rose around 3% after the cement manufacturer unveiled plans to acquire Janus concrete and quarries business for 58 million Australian dollars. The company informed its shareholders this morning that it has inked a pact to purchase Janus concrete and quarries business in Queensland. Janus runs 2 concrete plants, a sand and gravel quarry and a hard rock quarry in the western area of Brisbane. The deal is expected to close in January 2022, subject to the satisfaction of certain conditions precedent. And shares of CIMIC traded marginally lower even after the group's engineering arm, UGL, bagged a multi-year oil and gas maintenance contract. And UGL has secured a long-term contract with Chevron Australia, which is expected to generate revenue of 40 million Australian dollars per year for up to 10 years. The work under the contract is expected to begin this month. And as per the contract, UGL will deliver frontline and campaign maintenance, brownfield execution scopes and turnaround events at Chevron-operated facilities in Western Australia. And thank you for joining us on that report. That's a wrap for now. Keep watching Kalkine TV for more trending market updates from Australia and around the world. Sage signing off.